Don't let him in here.
Are you all right?
It's Mooch.
The good old cutaway. First he was here, now he's not.
Oh man, now you see him, now you don't.
That's this cut through skeleton, man. That's
Jesus
all.
Christ, it's
Is
him.
Yeah, there he is. Man, it just cut. It cut from here talking about flush any bacteria. Then you cut to you don't see nothing. You and then yeah, my man's gone. People, let's go ahead. Talk about our good friend, old Lep. Who the hell is Lep? Old Leprechaun, man. Leprechaun. We've had many adventures with our boy Leprechaun over here. You know, this man has been to the hood, but he finally went out there. He got out the hood, made something out of himself. He got his GED with community college. Actually got into the astrophysics program.
Save the rec center.
Saved the rec center while he was down there. And then one day that he was just ready, and now we have Leprechaun in space. That effect right there probably costs more than the whole movie that we're going to talk about. Yeah, people, Leprechaun is in space. Oh, my God. Now, things are interesting here. How did he get into space? Is he really an astronaut now? Did he go to school? Is he part of NASA? What did he do to get up in the stratosphere?
Take this, you son of a...
Now, before you mention anything, because we are going to touch on some things that you probably saw, some things you saw, but we're going to talk about it, y'all. Now, I actually think it works backwards here, because I think that he actually went to space first, and then his career went down the tubes, and he ended up in the hood, because people, here's the thing about, because we're about to jump into this review right now. As I said, we've had many adventures with Mr. Leprechaun over here. Warwick, what's his name?
Davis.
Warwick Davis as Leprechaun. He's become, I know this man so well now, he's become a friend. We've actually hung out a lot with him. And this came out in 1996, by the way. So,
Oh wow.
so here's the thing, man. Just to really just jump into what this movie is about, or what's going on here, I can tell you right now, man, it's a movie that has too much time and not enough money. Now, I told you, we've gone on many adventures with Mr. Lep. We've been to the hood with him.
When Mac Daddy discovers a
They
magic
just chose any black name they could find.
Yeah,
Mac
yeah,
Daddy.
Mac Daddy.
Mac Daddy.
It's better, bitch.
That's all I want right now.
And that's, I guess MC Funky Fresh was taking that day.
he becomes the richest man in hip-hop.
Hey, get these losers out.
But when three young rappers
Kind of like Robin Hood.
Shut your ass up.
God damn, man.
Shut your goofy Billy Bear looking ass up.
You put a fucking microphone cord in their teeth.
But that's people, that's our first. That's our first adventure in the hood. My man, I told you, he never forgets where he's from. He went out and did a little dirt and did a little adventure and went back to the hood. That's what they call it. Leprechaun, back in the hood.
You filthy mortals have tried to steal my riches.
I forgot about that
He
part.
snapped that off quick.
Yeah,
Look
he
at
ripped it
look
off.
back at the camera. I got your leg.
Look at the dude just goes.
Yeah, he hops around.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, I needed that leg.
Oh no.
My mama give me that leg.
You know that dude from Philly? Oh, no.
No.
He makes space look more ghetto than the actual hood.
Yes.
And for some reason, it's longer than the hood movies.
Well, this movie does answer the question is, if you want to make a movie about space, but you have no budget, what do you do? And the answer is, you just do it anyway.
Yeah, or don't. You ever thought about that? How about this? Not a goddamn thing. Because looking at this, man, it's longer than those hood movies, which means that they just have a lot more time to show you how cheap this fucking movie is. The start of this movie, man. The start of the movie, they proud to be broke. Just proud to they really are like hood people. Where they just proud to tell you how poor they are, because it's real. I'm real. You know, the start of this movie got you watching these terrible looking CG rocks How can you fuck up a rock?
It's like it makes you sound still.
Hey, they found a way.
That's a minute of. I'm not lying. It's a minute of looking at rocks, just
Fake
floating
ass
by.
rocks.
Fake ass, terrible CG rocks. Before they get into. Man, they go on. Look how many rocks are going by. We have about 5 rocks going by right now.
Man, that's an asteroid.
All the goddamn shitty CG
Yeah,
rocks.
yeah. Emphasis on the ass.
Yeah. Asteroids.
They show you this rocket ship that a 12-year-old made right here on the laptop.
On his
Look, it ain't even got here yet, man. It ain't even got here yet.
Oh no, Billy, save your laugh till when it gets close.
Yeah, that's just across the field right there. You ain't
I'm
even,
laughing because they're like, oh, here it comes,
yeah,
y'all.
oh,
Like,
shit.
like, we're going to show me something good. I'm like, I know that looks like
that's
shit.
some Star Wars shit. Boy, it ain't even here yet, man. But we on our way. Hold on. You see how long it's taking to get here? Look at this shit. And then, look at these state-of-the-art graphics right here. Look at this shit.
That's a cartoon, man. Man, that's a fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
It look like
This goddamn movie's a cartoon.
Yeah, it look like that show in the 90s, man. With the three.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a 90s show.
96,
Or that
so
Max something,
it's
whatever
something
it's
you would
called.
see on a CD-ROM.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
The mind's eye.
Yeah. Looks like Reboot or something. You remember that cartoon?
Reboot.
Except Reboot look better than this. That's outside. Keep in mind, that's outside. Because he ain't seen the inside yet. You ain't
Oh,
seen.
man.
Boy, they go. Like I said, they proud to be broke, man.
The inside of the spaceship, you mean?
They go inside the spaceship, and that shit looks like a laser tag facility they just put together. that they put together that day.
At Discovery Zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Look at
you know what? That would make sense because the whole time I was like, all right, they're showing that they have no money. How'd they even get this set? But laser tag.
Like,
that
they
would
probably
make
went to
sense.
some laser tag place that they were in the middle of building. In the middle of building. What's the coolest thing they got in that shot? That gun right there. That gun don't do a goddamn thing. Because it would cost money to actually
Right.
make it do something.
Make it function.
That gun just sits there, just has those legs. Look at it, it just blinks. That's all that shit does. They don't use that to defeat the Leprechaun. They don't do that to shoot a spaceship. That shit is just there.
That's the espresso machine. Some lights
They
on.
just put some lights on there, just let that shit stay still. Like I remember like thinking, ooh, I can't wait to see them use that. They don't do a fucking thing with it.
Yeah, keep on waiting.
Yeah, you better enjoy what you see right there, because that's it. That's already combined with a minute and a half of bullshit that already has nothing to do with this movie except making it longer than it needs to be. And showing you these bad special effects. They don't need to. They don't need to take this long. This movie is an hour. It is almost 30 minutes too long. It is an hour and 40 minutes if you keep the credits on there. But I'm like,
a lot of padding. A lot of like, hey, what if we just like take stuff from popular movies at the time? Because they start off like, we're gonna be aliens.
Well, that's what
with
happens.
Space Marines.
When you start at the
Oh,
beginning.
yeah, that's what it looks like.
When you start at the beginning of this, you meet the rest of the crew. First of all, before you think anything, you see who they have, who they introduce.
Cool. Hey, could I have one for later?
You're like, oh shit, it's Leprechaun versus Juana Man. And it's like, actually, that would make a better movie. Why don't y'all make that shit instead of going to space?
Make a much better.
Watch
Leprechaun
that.
versus Juana Man. But when you meet the rest of the crew, man,
Oh, boy.
it's funny because you
The
meet
rest of the crew.
when you meet the rest of the crew, look at what they doing.
Hey, could I have one for later?
Get yourself adopted or something. Shoot.
Now this is when you realize
Sweet burn.
Jesus
Christ.
This is when you realize that that this movie is so broke that it can't even afford its own plot. Because when you look at it, when you see these people with these guns, you realize immediately, man, they're ripping off aliens. You know, and if you look at them, they're doing what Marines do. They just sit around, just pointing guns all day,
Right.
Cleaning guns. Because that's all you do, just click clacking,
Cleaning guns,
clacking,
aiming them.
aiming them at nothing,
At
at
nothing.
each other.
Talking like bros.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hand each other grenades and shit. You know, that's all they do. Just sit around click clacking guns. Ain't got shit to do.
Clacking.
That's it,
One
'cause
guy's
like
actually
you-
saying click clack.
Except instead of getting anybody who's ever been even near the military, they got a bunch of actors who probably started out trying to be models first.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And they're led by led by a platoon sergeant. That's just funny. Again, we're gonna try to cheat this movie. They're led by a platoon sergeant who we think has a metal plate on his head.
We've been chasing this alien son of a bitch long enough. In the past 6 months, he has disrupted the galactic mining operation to a tune of $500 million.
First of all, keep in mind he's talking about a leprechaun. But second of all, look at how cheap this shit is. This is supposed to be a metal plate to cover half the brain that or half the skull that went missing. But this shit is so cheap that you can see they just put like some plastic on his head and put the rubber around it.
Yeah, oh yeah. They put the prosthesis around it.
It don't look like it's embedded in his head at all. It look like it's on top of his head.
It's like they said, hey, put the putty on us and all right, now hold that. Don't move. Let me go get the rest of it. Action. Wait, what? No.
I know. I was going to sand it down and make it look realistic.
right.
And that shit looks like modeling clay. It don't look like no skin.
It looks like putty.
It looks like putty. Yeah, I want to take his head and rub it on some newspaper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bounce it up and down.
Bounce it, yeah. Silly putty. And like I said, they are led by fake ass Chrome Dome up here, who takes his orders. Who takes his orders from a mad scientist?
Computer, get your lazy butt online. We need to speak to the boss.
What is it?
Who's also a Nazi.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say.
Because all mad scientists are Nazis, right?
What is it?
What do you want?
You Schwarzer?
You've inconvenienced me. You must be a fucking Jew.
You end up liking this guy just because he knows what he's in and he just throws himself into it.
He does.
Gotta love that guy.
He's having fun.
He's having a good time. He's having a good time with this. They got some pretty much puns, but they try to make this shit act like these are some dramatic, witty comebacks here.
Real vacation spot. I've seen worse. You ever been to Detroit?
He said, "Shit, my shit came with Space Thunder. That made it better." It's like, nah,
You ever been to Detroit?
no. Just because you got them effects on that don't mean shit. No. Just because you brought production to your bad comebacks, shut the fuck up. It should have been followed. It was almost followed by, "Am I right?"
Yeah. But he looks at the camera. I've been to Detroit. That was the thing in the 90s, though. That was always the shitty city that everybody talked about was Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That was a 90s
always,
thing.
yeah.
No, Detroit itself was a punchline.
Y'all are probably, we talked about this, y'all are probably wondering, you're saying to yourself, well, how did old Lep get to space anyway? Don't worry about that. That's not important. That's
why you asking dumb shit?
Yeah, small details and shit. Why you asking that stupid shit? You don't need to know about that. Don't worry about that.
Look, if we explained it, you wouldn't like that anyway.
Yeah, you wouldn't like it anyway. Don't worry about that. Why don't you worry about the shit you need to know? Like how he kidnapped a space princess from a nearby planet. A
space princess?
A space princess. Yeah. What you need to stop asking dumb shit and understand that the reason why he's in space, this is all you know. He kidnapped a space princess from a nearby planet and is holding her captive.
God damn.
Good evening.
She's like, shit, I'm in a Leprechaun movie. Fuck!
Where you get a tuxedo?
Yeah, he's wearing a tuxedo, but
And a cigarette holder.
But I was not prepared for this to have a whole space opera plot going on.
I didn't
I'm like,
either.
what is this, John Carter, Warlord of Mars?
Yeah.
Where he's captured a space princess?
Yeah, this is some Flash Gordon shit.
Yeah, that's what it is. Some Flash Gordon shit.
Yeah, some
That's
straight
right.
up- if you took aliens and combined it with Flash Gordon and threw a leprechaun in just to make it stupid, this is what you got, folks. This is what you got. Your dreams have come true. And I'm telling y'all, stop.
I had to take a beat. I'm like, wait, what now?
Why did he kidnap a space princess in the first place? And I tried to keep it simple. I said, he just wanted to fuck.
Dinner for two.
I thought, okay, they're going the long way for a Tinder date, an intergalactic Tinder date right there. I thought he was just trying to.
I was right there with you.
I thought he was just trying to get some ass, but turns out that he took this long way around trying to get some respect.
I'm a man amongst men, and it's tired I am of being treated like a dog. And if they don't, off with their heads!
So for respect, he traveled to the future, went to a nearby planet after he traveled light years to a planet, kidnapped a princess from a king of this planet, so that he could hold her captive, so that she would marry him, so that he could be next to the throne, so that he could eventually be an intergalactic dictator.
Yeah, it's very Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I gotta give him points for aspirations. You know, hey, goals and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
No. We thought he just wanted to take over the hood. Turns out he wants to take over the galaxy.
He wants to, from the ghetto to the galaxy.
Okay. I guess.
Yeah, it kind of leaves you speechless.
I would have just gone for the ass, but you know.
I just would, it's just been easy just to like try to fuck. That's it. But,
I'd have been fine with that.
You know, some motherfuckers got aspirations.
Got to ice skate uphill.
Ice skate uphill. Or ice skate up galaxy. Meanwhile, you don't know how this fool got to space. You don't know how he got to another planet. Don't know anything about this planet except that the princess is fine. What we do know is that he has been hiding out on a planet of his own where it's hard to find him because I'll tell you why, because the signal can't get through all this paper mache that they got.
Man, that's laser tag.
Yeah, that's straight up laser tag, man. I told you. They found a laser tag facility that was either being built or being torn down. They said, before you tear all this shit down, can we use this for a couple of days?
I can't believe, I'm not kidding. Y'all remember Discovery Zone, right?
Yeah.
I worked there in my summer of my senior year in high school, and we had the Men in Black laser tag, and that's exactly what it looked like. I'm not kidding. Go ahead.
I believe it.
I'm sorry to stop you, but I was like, that shit brought me back,
I
man.
completely believe it.
Yeah. Oh.
Let's laser tag. He's even dressed like laser tag.
He is.
I think his chest gonna light up when he gets shot.
He's trying to get from getting shot by an 8-year-old right now.
At his birthday party?
Yeah. He want to get some cake after this. I'm talking shit about this movie, and yet I still keep having to give it respect because things, believe it or not, I keep saying this every week, but wait, there's more. Somehow the shit even gets more random and continues. It gets more random, man. When they reach old Rep's lair on his paper mache planet, the first thing they do is shoot a puppet. This fool gonna get PTSD from watching Sesame Street.
He was screaming like Kermit. Woo!
Goddamn, this blue salacious crumb they got over here.
It looked like the Crypt Keeper.
You know what it looked like? It looked like they ripped off
Alien.
It looked like they ripped off fucking Alien. Look at that.
With the little mouth.
A little mouth. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little mouth.
I don't think it looks like they ripped it off. I think they just ripped it off. I mean, he don't look like nothing.
Like somebody who worked on it just kind of stole some of the props.
Yeah. Well, this is a prototype. I'll take this.
Like they stole the mold and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you look at this, you can see that's why it looks like, because Lucasfilm and George Lucas and everybody talks about how they love prosthetics and they love practical effects, but people know how to operate the puppets. They don't make that shit look like Kermit the Frog, you know. They just shake that shit. Fuck you! He's shooting that shit like he's really shooting some badass shit. No!
His gun wouldn't even go off. It's just like the sound.
Yeah.
Goo, 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 goo. The light's just going.
Put the After Effects flashes on.
Yeah. He ain't shooting nothing.
He just clicked his flashlight a couple times. Put it brights on.
And yelled.
And yeah.
Start hollering.
And the funny thing is, I thought, since they're gonna rip off Alien and Aliens, I thought there was gonna be more than one. Once they took care of that little motherfucker, it was done.
Bro, that's all they had.
That's all they had. And I guess they shot the puppeteer's hand right there. It just blew up. the hand that was inside the puppet. And they said, well, fuck, we're gonna start stealing from Alien and Aliens. Let's just steal from all kind of space shit out there.
Oh my God.
Notice they had no money to show him getting dismembered. Yeah. No blood. They had no blood up there. They had nothing.
Yeah,
also, when he first gets the lightsaber out, it doesn't connect. Watch.
Wait. Let me see.
He moves. You see? It's all right.
And it's like,
I hate to make you relive that. I'm sorry, Martin.
And where this fool got a lightsaber from, I don't know. I guess he killed Luke and jacked him for that too. He's trying to save his bread and butter right here. They throw a grenade and lands near the princess, and he jumps on the grenade to stop it.
Get down!
Just that
God damn.
little green clothes going everywhere.
That's how you saw that little coat
vest.
fly. That little vest.
Yeah, that little coat, you know. That fucking coat.
That little vest just gonna fly. That's all he got.
You gotta admit, they blowed him up real good.
They did.
Yeah, they did. That's it though, right? That's the budget.
That little 7-year-old's church suit right there.
Yeah. With the tail.
And you know he's never dead. Because first of all, Leprechaun never dies, but here we know he's not dead because his soul, his energy, his chi.
Pure Rocky Mountain spring water.
Oh, what'd you do that for?
Goes into the dick of a pissing Marine who's pissing on his foot or something at the time.
But you always have to have the dick Marines doing something dickish, like peeing on the corpse, and then the other guy going, ha,
look
ha,
at him peeing on his little shoe right there.
Yeah, his little shoe.
And his spirit goes right up in that dick.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's like one of those South American parasites.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're in the water and they crowd your dick,
Yeah.
fuck you all up.
So it's sitting. This dude look like he's getting off on
Right,
that.
yeah. Watch him with his cock out. Just, piss slower. Make it last.
Shit on it now.
Yeah.
Let it ring!
Oh, gave him the leprechaun claps.
Yeah, you gonna get shot now.
Gave him the touch of the old shillelaghs there.
Yeah, you go, doctor. I got the, you piss on leprechaun, weren't you?
Don't worry, I'm sure he's fine. And then nothing will come from this.
They don't even notice that his head is on the ground looking at everything that they're doing. Like he's down there watching them pissing on everything. And he's right there making noises like, y'all see me? Shit, don't walk out here. Oh, and I have to say that
Buried in sand.
Sorry. Yeah, look, they try to make it like he's beheaded. First of all, you could tell his little ass is buried in a hole in the ground. But it's also, if you look at this, again, they want to be aliens so bad. They do all these quote unquote homages because I'm sure that this is an homage to Alien when they do that right there. Because believe me, it's just too many alien coincidences in here.
Way too many.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back on the ship, these fools are celebrating in the Marine official, the ship's official discotheque, right there.
Oh, with a disco ball and everything.
Man, if you're gonna have people in space for a long time, you gotta have a disco ball. Otherwise, they'll turn on each other.
But look at her. She ain't no Marine.
No,
come on, man.
Hell no, she ain't no Marine.
They hired a stripper to come on there with her.
Hell yeah. And meanwhile, the discotheque is decorated by IKEA and Walmart. Yeah. You look at me. I know. Look at these cups these fools have over here.
Here's the nasty sex and women who never say no.
How many of y'all been to y'all grandmama's house and they got those cups over them cheap ass Walmart cups?
This is my first apartment when I went to and just bought the first thing I saw. Me a set of cups, man.
Yeah, look at this shit.
Yep, got a deal, got a bulk deal.
And she's the only chick on there?
Yeah. No.
Well, there's a doctor also.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They try, and emphasis is on try, they do try to make a little sense and backstory out of the princes that they have.
From the planet Dominia. Signifies royal birth. This is quite an opportunity.
Or she just could have bought that shit at a thrift shop.
But just the casual way, like, oh yeah, she's from the planet Dominia. It's like, hey, I'm sorry, we got other inhabited planets.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know that before I came up
structures. That's the kind of thing you don't just spring on us.
When leprechauns in the mix, you do.
Or casually blithely say it out. Like, oh, by the way, wait, what was that whole last part you said?
And they get into some Star Trek shit with this, man.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they like you said, they gloss over it. You just don't throw no Star Trek shit out there like that. Just gloss over it.
Birth. This is quite an opportunity.
For what?
If we can save her, it'll mean better relations with the Dominions.
Bitch, this is a leprechaun
With who?
movie. Yeah, the Dominions.
No, I'm talking about the guys like, wait,
who?
with who? Wait, there's another planet with somebody on it?
From the fucking Dominion Republic.
We're not alone in this galaxy?
Yeah.
Did you mean Dominion Republic?
Yeah, what the fuck? The rest of the crew is like, what the fuck? We weren't in this movie, man, a little while ago.
Right.
What the hell is this? People like, cool, but what happened to the leprechaun and the dick? That's what we want to know. Like, what?
Oh, don't rush it.
Yeah,
it's quite spectacular. You don't want to miss that.
Is he still up there? Did they pee him out? Did he rinse? Rinse.
He jack him out.
And they get to it. Yeah, they jacking off leprechauns.
Jack's out here.
But they get to it, and he makes his reappearance. But for a leprechaun that's up in a man's dick, that is coming out of a man's penis, I'm gonna tell you, it's not as cool as you think it is.
What did I do?
Now you watch this right here, and you're thinking, oh fuck, now we talking. See, if you're gonna rip off Alien, that's fine. Because you remember Alien, they got the chest burster scene.
Yeah.
Get back! Oh, people looking at this and like, oh shit, we about to get the dick burster scene right here. It's gonna be just like the chest, except it's the dick, and it's gonna blow his whole body up right there.
What the hell's going on in there?
She got a hat on and everything.
Yeah, I don't got a hat on. Wait, so
she got yeah, wait a minute, hold on, I'll show you. She got a hat on. She like, damn, I thought this motherfucker was circumcised. It's just a dude popping up from behind a blanket. That's it. You got a midget popping at your dick, your whole lower half better be gone.
Right.
That was the cheapest special effect right
it
there.
was.
No, there was no blood.
And it lasted so long,
And it
too.
lasted long just for him to like come out of a goddamn baby blanket.
And they had...
and yet the idea of the leprechaun coming out of his dick hole, I just found hilarious. As cheap as it was.
But also...
I was like, all right, golf claps for that.
But the why they playing the William Tell overture was he does it? Weren't they playing that?
Yeah, they were playing,
Wasn't it the William Tell overture?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
Why not?
I guess you a goddamn pussy.
Because I guess she thought he had a big penis at first or something. But I was like, come, this is what got me, man. I was like, goddamn, boy, you know, if you're gonna rip off Aliens, man, don't cheap out when we should be having the best shit. If you're gonna do a dick burster, do a dick burster. Let's have this shit looking like, let's have Ricky looking dick falling apart. You know, let's have the goddamn leprechaun covered in fucking blood and piss and maybe some semen, because it maybe it felt a little good.
Yeah. Cody, you know we don't have the budget for that.
I know. But again, if you don't have it, don't do it. Think of another way to do this shit.
That's never stopped.
But you say out for a baby blanket.
That shit popped out of a baby blanket. You see that shit like all that was missing. He said, "Wee." Yeah, he came and look at me. He had a slumber party or some shit.
It goes on for a while.
Yeah, it does.
Because there's a big setup with them making out.
Yeah, and then
him
she
going,
goes,
"Damn, baby, don't tug on it so hard. You trying to take it home?" And she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
oh, she's like, I got my hands up here.
The story and the effects, they don't really get any better as far as money or gore or anything like that. But because they got things in here, they still cheap out on. I mean, they take the cheap way out of a lot of shit. They do the thing of like setting it up and showing you the aftermath. Sometimes not even that good, but they always take the details that you want to see. There's a dude that enters a chamber that has flesh-eating bacteria. Don't ask me where a leprechaun got a little hazmat suit. I don't,
okay.
Oh, you mooch! What's happening?
Now, you want to see, if you got a flesh-eating bacteria in what's supposed to be like a gore film, you want to see the flesh eating. You want to see the bacteria eating the flesh. You want to see the flesh coming off. But they skip all that shit. They just
skip all that shit.
Yeah, they carry my man across the chamber, put him at the door.
Don't let him in here.
Are you all right?
It's Mooch.
The good old cutaway. First he was here, now he's not.
Oh man, now you see him, now you know.
That's this cut through skeleton, man. That's
Jesus
all.
Christ, it's him.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, it's just cut for him talking about flesh-eating bacteria. Then you cut to you don't see nothing. You and then my man is gone.
And apparently it aged him quite well too.
Yeah.
But it makes well been like this. like a puppet or something. That's how silly that looks.
Just took a goddamn Halloween store skeleton and
threw it out there.
I'm like, boy, get the fuck out of here with that, man.
Went to a junior high science class and grabbed it and threw it in there. Fuck this shit.
But I will tell you this. they might not get any better as far as budget goes, as far as writing goes, but things do get more interesting, man. They got a doctor besides the Nazi guy, the Nazi in a box.
Right.
Well, they got the hot one. She's there. She bland as fucked up. But they got another dude. They got another dude on there, and out of nowhere, this dude's he's a necrophiliac. You like, shit, let me get in on something.
Oh, man. So he went for the stomach first, huh?
He should have did. And meanwhile, Dr. Nazi back there like, hey, man, shit, let me get in on some of this shit. Move.
You know, I can see you, right?
You're like, look at him trying to, you're like, oh, that motherfucker behind me.
Hey, usually when I do this, somebody's staring right at me. This is where I usually get in trouble.
I've never been able to do this and not get caught.
This is where I usually get caught. Let me look up. Ain't gonna catch me this time.
And now, you know what? Of course, this dude doing some freaky shit because I like the way that you have those cheap movies when they want to, hey, when you want to say lab quickly without being able to afford what looks like a real laboratory,
right.
Just get yourself a bunch of bugs and foam. You
True.
He just got a bunch of bugs in jars, bunch of rubber bugs in jars, and a bunch of stuff that just fizzing.
You put a bunch of stuff in jars.
You put a bunch of stuff in jars
water.
and have foam and
Beakers
smoke and beakers. Yeah.
Test tubes and shit.
And shit. That's all.
With green liquid in them.
Well, nothing says a lab like bugs and foam and beakers. It gets crazier, people.
Yeah.
It gets fucking crazy. That's the thing about this. If you don't like the budget on this, you talk about how cheap it is. I gotta tell you, they make it up in insanity. Like one thing I can tell you, man, it's not predictable.
That's true. Everything with that Nazi doctor.
Everything.
I was like, boy, y'all just went for it.
That Nazi doctor that they thought was a big ass Fisher Price toy right there. That fool right there. Look at him. Turns out that he's been on the ship the whole time. He's been hiding. This fool's been hiding in that box right there because there's a point where I don't know why, but he just says fuck it. It just reveals himself to be a cyborg.
Dr. Mittenhand, you look much taller
He's like,
in person.
Shut your little freak ass up. I saw you.
Yeah. He's like, what else did you see?
Yeah. He's like, bitch, I saw
everything,
you
motherfucker.
Yeah, I saw you touching dead titties over there.
Dead titties and licking dead stomach.
Yeah, don't sit up here. Don't Dr. Nazi me right now. I don't want to hear that shit. You little pervert, I'll call you. That fool rolls out talking about, I've been here the whole time. It's like, what?
Yeah, everybody's like, wait, what?
What? Yeah, where the hell did you come from?
Why would you just tell us?
And also, ew.
Yeah.
That's not even that's not even his final form. No. Right there. I'm telling you, the shit ends up being crazy. Like, man, we went from a Nazi in a box to a cyborg Nazi, and they went from that. So old Leprechaun, for no reason, he makes his man a spider and scorpion smoothie, right? And puts it in the blender after putting a sex ball in his mouth. Dominatrix ball.
Yeah, he put a fucking ball gag in his mouth.
Ball gag, yeah, got them gimp balls right there. Put that ball gag in his mouth and injects the shit into the back of his head. And that dude goes from being, that man goes from being a Nazi in a box to a cyborg Nazi to being a space spider monster Nazi.
To interference, I am now Mitten Spider.
He introducing himself like he gonna be a Marvel villain or something. Ain't nobody go see you.
They took a break from ripping off aliens in Star Trek to rip off the Fly. He's basically Brundlefly, and it's just and they do a lot to rip off that.
Actually, they did rip off aliens. He's their version. He is like the Brundlefly because he's very fleshy, but he's the fucking alien queen.
Oh,
he's their version of the alien queen because they got to fight him later on, and he's got all kind of limbs like that and shit. He's insectoid like that, so they still ripping this shit off. Except they made them all rubbery because rubber is cheaper than plastic.
Sure.
I'll tell you why the deaths aren't gory enough for me, man. A lot of them because I didn't know it was gonna be this cheap. I'm gonna show you how cheap this shit is. I didn't know it was gonna be this cheap. Let me show you how cheap they are in this, man. Because I felt gypped. For one, listen, it's one thing to be cheap and work with your budget and just admit that I'm cheap. But when you try to pull a fast one on me, when you try to do some quick editing, thinking I ain't gonna catch something, man, motherfucker, I go through these movies closely, like I'm trying to solve a murder. And y'all try to, you think quick editing gonna make somebody miss what y'all did. Look at this. This is one of their cheaper deaths. And it's their cheapest fucking death. It's where they drop a crate on a dude. I want y'all to look closely at what happens here. The motherfucker's not even there.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's gone. Look at
cut
this.
Back and forth.
Watch this, people. Look closely. I'll try to pause it for you. Watch this. Did you see that right there? The fool ain't even there. He's not even there.
Oh, you're right.
That's terrible.
Fuck you, man. No, don't you try to edit this shit real quick thinking I'm gonna miss this.
I was focused on something else in that scene.
What was it?
When it lands, you get to see, without a doubt, that metal is made of rubber.
Oh yeah, I
it's
saw
made
that
of
too.
rubber?
And then start to notice that everything in this entire movie, like a bayonet that's supposed to be metal,
it's always wobbling. Yeah, this shit, people, is rubber. It ain't even nothing under there. Look at this shit, y'all, you motherfuckers. Y'all know better. You couldn't even put a cardboard cutout under there.
Yeah, it's just rubber. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, why not leave him there? He's like, guys, it only weighs 5 pounds. I can take this. No, we can't be.
And you're right. That shit just wild. I'm surprised the shit didn't drop and bounce back up. Yeah. Some deaths, they're cheap, and I was feeling gypped. I was feeling cheated. I felt like they were being, even for a movie this cheap, they were being lazy. But they eventually said, "Hey, look." I don't know if you've seen this before, because this is popular online right here. Yeah. But they said, look, you know what? They finally realized we ain't got no money for special effects. We ain't got no money. we ain't got no money for gore special effects. We can't get no blood up in here. We can't get no gore up in here, man. But we got plenty of rubber, boy. And they use that shit to the effect. Yeah, they say they love that rubber, man.
Somebody's dad owns a rubber plant. Whatever you kids need, I'm your guy.
I'm doing great.
They just have rubber, and so they just said, "Fuck it, if we can't get gory, we'll get crazy. We'll just get downright silly,
cartoonish." That shit is Tex Avery at his finest.
I looked at this shit. They just said fuck physics and everything else. I like the way they just said, you know what? And for this man, congratulations. You had the most memorable death in the movie. You had the dumbest death in the movie, but that shit is the most memorable death right there. That shit turned into some, like you said, Looney Tunes, Tex Avery shit, Tom and Jerry shit right there. You ask her, what are the other characters doing in here? Because all this is nonsense. If they're not there to have disappeared before crates fall on them and shit and die, what are they there to do? Poor Juana, man. What's his name?
Miguel Nunez Jr.
Nunez Jr. He ain't got nothing to do. He ain't got nothing to do but
he adds color.
He does. But you right about that. He has nothing to do but get blacker as the movie progresses.
Lordy, Mr. Daniels, it sure be dark in here.
Laugh it up, wise guy. It won't be so funny when that little bastard shoves a laser up your ass.
A laser up my ass? Oh, come on, feet. Don't fail me now.
He's joking around.
He's joking around, but I'm gonna tell you, why? Exactly. That script. I'm not offended. It's just the script don't require you to do this shit at all.
That's true.
Right. There's no reason for him to make this joke.
Right? Is the white guy racist?
No.
See, that would be the reason he would make that joke. If the white guy's normally racist, and he finally gets sick of it and starts doing that.
He's a black man in the dark. That's all. That's all. He acting scared. I'm not offended. I'm just asking.
No, I'm not offended.
Why?
It's just dumb.
Yeah.
What was the reason?
It felt like it came out of nowhere.
It really did.
As if he was just like, just let me do something with this.
Yeah, shit. Y'all ain't let me do a goddamn thing.
They're like, no, wait, not that.
He's like, shit, if I gotta act like a stereotype, then fine.
Lordy, Mr. Daniels, it sure be dark in here. A laser up my ass?
Even he's like, what the fuck you doing this, man? He's like, you're making me uncomfortable. The white dude is like, hey man, I don't know if this is cool.
Yeah, I didn't ask you.
The white guy's looking at him like, you still doing this? Really?
Really?
You know this is, I just told you how serious this situation is.
You do know that this is the 23rd century, right? But he's got more character than
everybody
else, even if it's coming out that way. Because
it's one of the reasons why he went on to do other projects after this.
Did he do Juwanna Mann after this?
After this,
I
yeah.
hope so. I hope
Well, he
so.
did stuff before this too.
Yeah, he did a lot of TV stuff, and he was in that Friday the 13th movie.
He was in Friday the 13th. He was in
Harlem Nights.
Return of the Living Dead.
Harlem Nights.
Oh, he's in Harlem Nights?
Yep.
Yeah, so thank God he went on to do some other things. But I tell you, man, he's got more character than the rest of these people up here because these two leads that are, you know, they're what Hollywood considers to be the quote unquote image of beauty and sexy. They got no fucking personality at all.
They are asylum quality.
Exactly. All they got is the sexual tension that's going on between them to give them personality, and that's all the personality that they got.
Damn it, I thought we went through all this. I am part of this operation. I have a job to do.
You're in the way here. You don't want to fire a gun. You're not trained for combat, and you could get us both killed.
I can assure you, Sergeant.
Both y'all shut the fuck up. I would tell y'all to go fuck each other already, but you already make too much noise as it is.
Also, you would never find somebody with a PhD who you call doctor who says, "Don't call me doctor."
Yo, yeah.
Tina. It's Tina.
She would say, "It's Dr. Tina."
Right. It's Dr. Sugar Tits to you. I mean, really? You're like, really now? This is so important.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad enough. Like, they know they got shit to do, but she's got her hair done and just flowing back.
Of course.
Not tied back.
Of course. And they find any kind of way. They find the lamest. It's almost interesting now. It's probably the most creative thing that they do in this movie is find a way to take the clothes off these two leads right here. My man over here, he just...
That's right. The last 20 minutes, everybody's getting their clothes stripped off.
Everybody's getting their clothes torn off. That's the most creative shit in the movie is figuring out how to creatively take the clothes off of people. My man gets a scratch, and he's already taking them clothes off.
Hey, wait.
Come on, brother.
Shit, Leba's like, damn, let me get a good look at this right here.
But it was like...
It's a scratch.
Yeah, but he was like, no, this shirt is coming off, goddamn. He was going nothing, but he was focused on that t-shirt, wasn't he?
And people, it's a scratch.
Yeah.
It ain't, when you look at his shirt off, it's just a trickle of blood right here. But now he's like,
Gotta get this.
I thought he was going to take the shirt and tie it around his scratches. No, fucking just let out, lane. Yeah.
I know. Oil himself down.
Dr. Tina, get your ass over here, man.
Oh, boy, Dr. Tina,
she
man.
gets stripped too.
Boy, let me tell you about Dr. Tina. Somehow the spider monster, the spider monster went for old girl's legs right here and managed to pull her pants clean off. Give me that ass, girl.
I thought you were exaggerating.
No.
Hey, man, just pull them pants clean off.
It's marine issue that they're breakaway pants.
Yeah, it's like she's almost like it's a good thing I brought these stripper breakaway pants. Otherwise, Spider Monster would have got me. Give me that ass. And run in that bikini bottom. She runs a long time. Ass just hanging on.
Oh, yeah. It's so gratuitous.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Sigourney Weaver does it in the first Alien movie.
She does.
But they even kind of loose and hanging down. Her shit is tight. At least they tried to put some thought behind it, man. They got the princess. The princess in the middle of a conversation. While she talking, she just feel the urge to just pull her titties just completely out. Just while she talking.
You may find this cruel, but your behavior leaves me no choice. This is your fate.
Yeah, you goddamn right it is.
He's like, he meant to do that, right?
Yeah, he's like, fuck Dr. Tina.
Yeah, exactly. All these dudes, they just went slack jaw.
Yeah.
I love it. He's like, look, Tina, you need to step your game up.
Shit, fuck
pants
Dr.
ain't just
Tina.
gonna
I'm
do
about to
it.
get up in this royalty right here. I shouldn't nitpick here. I shouldn't complain. But to get to what you were talking about earlier, I'm not complaining, people. I love these kind of movies when they know that they're stupid, they're getting loose with it. They're having fun. That's fine. But sometimes you get a little too loose with things because it gets to a point where, look, what is going on with this fool's powers? This man, and you got to ask because this man, he spends so much time in the movie doing this with little hands right here and just conjuring up things. Like he brings up handcuffs at one point. Stop, let me go, fuck!
But it's one of those where, like, Well, once he does that,
well, then but there's more.
Well, he can do anything.
Well, look
Right.
at this. Like right here, you know, he makes, man, he puts dynamite on something. Like handcuffs are one thing, but you create dynamite, we can blow everybody up.
Yes, you impertinent moron. You really are beginning to annoy me. Not a wise idea, as you...
Well, why don't you just do that to everybody? So here's the question: if he, you know, he can even go around and put acne on people. So you know what? If you can put acne, if you can put acne, dynamite, and handcuffs on people, when you're getting shot at, why you dodging? You know what's up with your handcuff, acne, dynamite powers?
Yeah.
How come you just can't wheel dynamite on people and just blow everybody up?
I mean, I have to assume that him shooting back and forth with people is just because he's having fun.
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Or he
yeah.
can't concentrate, you know, or something. But yeah.
He has that time to do
Like
this.
he's like, I could kill them anytime, but this is fun. I'm toying with them.
Yeah, which he seems like to do.
But when he comes up, how come he just can't, like, when somebody pisses him off, why you gotta like, oh no, don't do this, just fucking wave your fingers and make some dynamite. That's the only thing I have to say is like, man, you know, your powers are a little uneven, all over the place, yeah. But I tell you what, this is the first movie, you know, one of these things I always have a first. This is the first movie to actually, where Leprechaun, him talking about respect because, you know, he's so small and everything. It's the first one to have a giant ass leprechaun. I got a shrink ray in here.
Total destruction of this vessel will occur in 7 minutes.
Hide behind these waffles right here.
These milk crates.
These milk crates. Hide in this college apartment right here.
And what radio DJ is a ship's talking voice? Total destruction of this spacecraft will occur.
Coming to the stage next.
1, 2, exactly.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, that's what he sounded like.
And to wrap this up into this craziness, I'm leaving some for y'all because there's a lot of craziness in here. But I would tell you, this is the first one to have a giant leprechaun. This is the first one to, although the other movies have done this is the first one to literally turn around and tell the audience, fuck you.
Completely fell apart, didn't he?
That is the end of the movie right there. That is it. You know, all the other movies have done this, but this is the one that said, you stayed through this whole thing. Fuck you.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so what's going to happen at the end? There's no end.
This right here.
It's just going to go off.
little feet and stockings floating around and a big fuck you. Hey, what? Were you expecting something at the end? Fuck you. Got your ass, didn't we? Thing about this, you'd be here all night if you tried to cover all the crazy shit that's in here, but we covered the majority of it. So, hey, Leprechaun 2.
4?
4. I'm sorry. What am Leprechaun? What am I talking about? Leprechaun 4. Leprechaun in space. Very cheap looking. Dumb as hell, but I tell you, man, I was always completely taken off guard in a good way because this shit just gets crazier and crazier. It's almost this is really freeform consciousness of script writing with this. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, stream of consciousness. Yeah,
it really is, man. And the cheapness of it just adds to it. It's fun. It's fun. I see why people like this.